So first things first, you know they have a Widow. This means that you will be more aware of a Widow flanking to your right and just killing you instantly. So my response would be to, again, just go slightly more into this back corridor, and you can just line of sight that Widow from the right. And then if you move 1 meter forwards, you can suddenly see everything. So you can actually just do the line of sight test now by being there and then move exactly 1 meter forwards, and you can see how much it reveals in terms of sight lines. That's why that's a really strong position, because you have such a huge amount of control over what you can see and what the enemy can see of you. A bit of a wasted nade there. So yeah, you were almost playing too safe in terms of your positioning, and what that meant was you were unable to heal your team when they needed to be healed, and unable to sleep a charging Rhine. And yeah, just run away from the Genji. You've slept him, that's enough time for you to get away. This is one of the reasons why Anas tend to play on the high ground that's right in front of you right now, where their Widow is. Because it minimizes the enemy's sightlines on you, and gives you really good sightlines onto your allies. Well, they wasted Shatter. Don't be afraid to nade yourself and your ally to make sure... Okay, so ideally you would have naded so that you hit both yourself and your ally. Focus on your Rhine, focus on your Rhine. Okay, so your Genji has Blade. Just come back for now, come back for now. Yeah, be aware that if you do miss your sleep, then their Genji has a 12-second window to engage on you, which is a really long amount of time. In general, it's best to just wait for them to use Deflect.
Yeah,
rather
that's what I was doing.
Rather than try and bait it out with Nade. Because from a Genji's point of view, an Ana without a sleep or Nade is a much, much easier target to engage on. Because there's 2 levels of threat as a Genji. Because you might get slept, you might get naded, and at the same time the Ana nades herself. So focus on your Rhine up front. And your Genji's got... Go forwards, go forwards. Your line of sighting people. So again, the other thing about... It's not just playing close to your team, it's also about playing close to corners. Because if you notice at this corner, as you move a meter forwards and a meter back, you completely open up and close the sightline onto that next section of the map. Whereas if you're kind of in this area, as you're moving around, you're not really opening up or closing any sightlines. Whereas if you're playing at the corner, a small movement gives you a huge amount in terms of sightlines. Focus on your Rhine. Nade yourself and the Genji. Nade in, nade in. You can sleep that target if you want to. Never mind, your Rhine got him in the end. So they've got 2 on payload. Just play with your Rhine. Just play with your Rhine. Play with your Rhine. Encourage him towards the payload. Move forwards and to the right. Just go and punch the Rhine. So you almost want to be aiming to play at corners most of the time. One of the reasons being that it gives you a really good source of natural cover. And I always try to look ahead where possible. You know the Sombra's around you, so she's trying to distract you right now. So if you choose to be distracted, sleep. And that's an example of where you're playing too far forwards. If you're playing at the corner, you would have had the same sightlines behind the truck.
I'll rest when the fighting is done.
Your Symmetra's managed to kill 2 with her turrets. How's your Genji doing on Blade? He used Blade. You're taking quite a roundabout route. Go forwards. Forwards. Oh. Try to be efficient with your movement as well. So you could have got there in half the time. And take the time to reload if you don't. If you've got time, just reload. It's a very quick reload animation. Outside of a fight, it's a very quick reload animation. Focus on your Rhine. Focus on your Rhine. You can nade that target. There you go. Okay, so now, in terms of positioning, I'm immediately pressing tab and looking at what they have. So, things that make you want to play closer to your team are the Sombra. Things that make you want to play further away from your team is the Ashe and the Soldier and the Hanzo. So, you want to be playing close enough to your team that you're not going to be solo killed by Sombra, essentially. But you want to be playing behind your Rhine, because right now you're in front of your Rhine. So remember to always be behind your main tank. Keep him alive. Sleep the Rhine if you can. Get ready to heal your Rhine when he... Okay, so yeah, he should have disengaged. And you should be disengaging. Just come back, you're 2 down. Just keep coming back, keep coming back. Keep coming back. Because right now you're kind of hanging about, which is the worst thing you can do. Because you're still at a 6v4 situation. At 6v3 now. Yeah, so your team has not regrouped yet. Make sure that you're resetting quick. Because they're getting all this distance for free right now. So get ready to ult your Genji. Get ready to ult your Genji. Where's your Genji? When's your Genji? Nana, your Genji. Never mind. I wasted Nano. So, the thing with timings is... Yeah, fights tend to last... Like, actual fights don't tend to last too long.
I was aiming for the Genji, but he got right in front.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways.
Hanzo will Hanzo. Again, you want to be making sure that you're thinking about what they have and how that informs your positioning. So only peek the lines that you need to against a Hanzo. If your Genji's going to do that, then you don't need to overextend to heal him for that. Just focus on your main tank. And if you move forwards and on the ground, you'll be behind the Rhine shield. Because there's a similar maths with Rhine shield. The closer to the shield you are, the greater the angle that you're protected from. You can just sleep the Bob and then ignore him. You're flanking now. You're in a flanking position. So that's not what you want to be. Focus on your Rhine. Your Rhine's dead. Next is your Doomfist. Sleep the Rhine if you can. You want to nade the Ana, nade the Ana. The Rhine's got Shatter. Now get those staggered kills. Go forwards, go forwards, go forwards, go forwards. Your team is going forwards because right now is where they're desperately trying to touch payload. So you don't want them to regroup in any way, shape or form. You can just nano your Rhine. Just nano anyone. Or you can just line of sight your Rhine. Let's see. Let me just... How do I easily demonstrate the line of sights with payload and Ryan? I've got an idea of how I'm going to do that.